The Varsity Media Sports Network proudly welcomes you to Ordway Field on the campus of Pittsford Sutherland High School, where tonight it's week 4 of Section 5 as the defending champions of Class AA coming to Pittsford, the McQuaid Knights, taking on the Pittsford Panthers. Good evening, everyone. Gene Battaglia along with Mark Vidicor. And Mark, this has a playoff feel tonight for Pittsford.
Absolutely. It's a big win situation for Pittsford. It's a beautiful night for football.
No doubt about it. McQuaid coming in at 3-0 on the season. Pittsford at 2-1. Any other year, 2-1, you'd be saying, yeah, that's great. But in this year, this certainly has a college football feel to it, meaning a second loss, and it's going to be very difficult for any team to get into the postseason.
There's no doubt about it, but these teams are going to compete and try to win every game no matter what the scenario is. If it's the playoff, it's the first game of the season, if it's a scrimmage, if it's a summer camp, 7-on-7 tournament, it doesn't matter. These guys are going to bring their players ready to win a football game.
Keith Milinich, the head coach of the Pittsford Panthers, talking to his team on the near sideline. And after that week 1 game where the Panthers turned the ball over 4 times to Hilton, a couple of nice wins in the last 2 weeks. And certainly they've been helped out by getting a couple players back on defense, Jackson Green and Luke Heuser.
They're starting to play with more confidence, right? It started with the Webster-Schrader game. In that second quarter, through the fourth quarter, they got in rhythm, and then going into the Monroe game, they picked up right where they left off. Dan Lothar had a great football game. The entire defense played well, and now they have a good chance going into the McQuaid game.
Out there for the coin toss right now, that's the leading tackler for Pittsford, Ryan Sampson. And a player I think we'll call a lot tonight on the other side as well, number 21, Aldrin Wilson. Certainly a defensive lineman, one of the best in Section 5, and he does, from time to time, will also carry the football.
Aldrin Wilson is one of the best interior defensive linemen in the state of New York. He's a disruptive force. He displaces the offensive line on any given play. He does a great job using his hands, bull rushing the guard, whoever's in front of him, and creating havoc. And when you create havoc at the point of attack, whether it's a pass or run, your defense has a shot.
Well, as you can see, McQuaid winning the coin toss, and they defer. And hopefully, folks, if you're just logging on, like, wait a second, I'd like this to start till 7 o'clock. Mark, I love this from the standpoint that both teams are so fired up for this game. But about 6:50, we noticed, like, they're standing waiting for the anthem. And, since we're not on television per se, let's get going. Let's get going here tonight.
I know what that's like. You're a player and you're a coach. You're like, forget all the pageantry. Let's just get this game going, kick off the ball, and let's play.
Yeah, no, certainly about that. As McQuaid coming in again with a 3-0 record. They were tested in week 1, but getting by Aquinas 28-20, and then wins over Monroe and Edison. And as we mentioned, Pittsford coming in winners of their last 2 in a row, as it is an absolutely beautiful night for everybody watching outside of the Rochester area. 75 degrees. I don't think you could ask for a better evening here tonight.
It's a beautiful night. And here the defending sectional champions, McQuaid, who made it all the way to the state finals, they returned almost everybody. Their core players are back. What a tremendous football team they've put together here in McQuaid.
No doubt about it. So Nick Wood to kick off with the Knights. So LaRocca will take it at his own goal line, bringing it up, makes one cut, and gets it up to the 21. Let's set up the Pittsford starting offense here, as it'll be Daniel Lothar remaining at quarterback, Nathan Rohde the running back, but what number is Nathan Rohde going to be wearing tonight?
We believe he's 39 tonight.
Yeah, so it was 44 to begin, maybe 39, but we'll figure that out. Your offensive line, Evan Nesmith at tackle, the other tackle, John Ambrosi. Your guards, Andrew Bonatti, Mason Bennett, and your center, Stephen DeMeo. DeMeo heading to Albany. We see Jackson Green out there along with number 11, Thomas Petrichik. So you'll see different skill players in and out. And indeed, Rohde's going to wear number 39. He's going to get the start tonight, and it worked for him the last 2 weeks. Why not stick with it? As Rohde is going to go out to the flat and looking in that direction. It's going to be a little flare out, and he drops it.
I like the first down play call. You buzz the running back out of the box. You throw a quick screen to him. He's got to look that ball in and make the catch. I'm watching right out of the gate how Aldrin Wilson's playing, the matchup of the strong offensive line of Pittsford on that play. Didn't matter because the ball was out quick, but now we're at 2nd and long on the incompletion.
We'll give you some of the McQuaid defenders after this 2nd and 10 play. Coming in is number 45, Aiden Kelly at fullback. So the I formation, here on 2nd down and 10. Lothar to hand it off, and that's going to be a run up for about a gain of 4. In on the tackle, number 17, Paris Smiley coming up, one of the linebackers. Let's give you the starting front 7 here. Jordan Brongo, Ted Shanahan, and as we talked about, Aldrin Wilson, Smiley, Jacob Kimbrough, Will Teresi, and number 6, James Dorr. And right now we also see out there number 13, Zay Collier, one of the younger defenders for this McQuaid team. It's going to be 3rd down and 7 after the gain of 3 and make it 3rd down and 12. A false start coming up.
You know, that first down play can get you a little bit rattled. You're playing against a very good team. They're undefeated, defending champions, and that incompletion gets you a little bit rattled. They've got to just calm down, focus on quality plays, get those jitters out. I tell you right now, McQuaid's defense is about as physical as they come.
We should point out the tight end on the right side, Will Clank, number 5. That could be a target here for Lothar on 3rd and long. 3rd down and 12. Lothar takes the snap. Time, stepping up, now rolling to his left, throws across his body, and it's going to be caught close to the 1st down marker.
It's a great catch. I mean, the thing that right out of the gate, I believe it was Jordan Brongo off the edge, had instant pressure. But even to the blind side, Danny Lothar had the wherewithal, had the awareness in the pocket to step up and then reset his feet, deliver a strike. Looked like maybe that spot's a little short, but it was a great pass given the circumstances. I like the play that he made. I am definitely going to keep a close eye on the protection as Brongo's in there quick.
Clank with the catch and the roll, and he's going to be short. It's the opening drive. You're at your own 32, and you're Keith Malinich. What are you thinking here?
I'm going for it. You know, I mean, it's really up to every coach at this point. If you have a lot of confidence in A, your punt game, or B, your offense, which one do you have more confidence in? You know, at this point, you got to trust your offense to get yourself a yard, 3 inches. You got to trust your offense to get that. Maybe come out here, try to draw him off sides. Maybe he'll try a hard count and then punt it. That's a little bit more of a collegiate thing that you see. You know, you get some high school coaches that will draw that up. Let's see what Coach Malinich puts together here.
Ryan Sampson coming in along with Brennan Smith, so some different personnel here. They are lining up as if they're going to go for it. What do we call this formation there, Coach?
This is the hammer.
The hammer. 4th and inches. Out of the hammer. The keeper by Lothar. The pile moving, and I think the spot is going to give it to him indeed. That's a yard gain, and the Pittsford drive will continue.
You know, that's not your classic quarterback keeper. That's more of a QB follow, right? The fullback led first. He let the fullback get in front of him. He followed him into the hole. It's a smart little play. I haven't seen that from Pittsford, and they've got a 1st down.
Number 4, Jackson Green checking back in. Petricek, number 11, will be the receiver to the near boundary. On 1st and 10 at the 34, just logging on. Yeah, we had a little early start tonight. It is 7 o'clock, but nobody's complaining here. We're ready for football. Pass to the near flat. That's going to go to Clank. Clank lowering his shoulders, trying to turn it upfield, and it's just some good tackling there by McQuaid.
I question whether or not that might have been a late hit on the quarterback. The ball was out. He was hit pretty hard. Hard to tell, but he took a huge shot, and the ball was out for at least a positive gain. But again, going back to the protection, when you're going to run a play-action pass, you're just allowing more time for that pass rush. And at that point, they did send an inside linebacker. You're talking about at least a 5-man pressure on play action. It's risky, so we got to make sure we're keeping that quarterback clean.
Paris Smiley along with Zay Collier on the tackles. It's a short gain of 2, 2nd down and 8. Lothar out of the shotgun. Man going into motion will be Green, taking the snap and handing it off. Rohde hitting the backfield and is not going to get much. Busting through Jacob Kimbrough to deliver that first hit. It's a loss of 1.
So that's a case where they actually covered up the tight end and they ran motion from the wide side to get into an unbalanced set. The issue is McQuaid didn't move. So in that case, if they actually ran to the strong side, if they put that ball into the boundary, you had numbers. Instead, they ran weak. Since McQuaid didn't move, there's an extra hat there, and they brought him down.
Another opportunity for McQuaid to get off the field. Last time, it was a 3rd and 12 that eventually led to 4th and inches. This is 3rd and 9 at their own 35. Lothar out of the shotgun. Takes the snap, is going to roll left. Across his body, throws, and it's going to be incomplete. Green on the far side, the intended receiver.
You know, 3rd and long is tough. It's very tough against a defense like this that does such a good job of creating that havoc at the point of attack. He did a pretty good job rolling to his left, but that's a big ask to do and complete that ball. Good defense from McQuaid.
So Lothar will handle also the punting duties. Daniel Palumbo will be a gunner on the near side. For McQuaid, that's going to be 34. Xander Rita as one of the returners. So McQuaid should end up with good field position. Lothar will get it off. This is an end-over-end kick that Rita's going to come up and scoop catches it, gets a hit, and he will be tackled at the 41.
That will make your heart skip a beat if you're a coach on the special teams side. He made a great catch. You'd like to see him get under that a little bit sooner, but he's not only did he secure it, he actually took a hit within about a yard of making that catch. But look at the field position McQuaid has on first down here.
Let's give you the McQuaid starting offensive line. Joe Cairns the quarterback. At left tackle, Timothy Hahn going from left to right. Jacob Kimbrough is the guard. Aiden Koch the center. Jimmy Clanton, number 52, your right guard. Right tackle, Sam Tarnowski will set up the rest of the skilled players along with the Pittsford defense after this 1st and 10 at the 41. Man going into motion, and Cairns trying to set up the screen. That's going to be knocked down and then helped right back up, as that's just a great defensive play by Eli Rockoff, the linebacker.
You know, these offensive coordinators, of course, Bob Bates calls the offense for McQuaid and Jason Burness for Pittsford, but they're using pre-snap motion. They're causing problems at the point of attack right before the pre-snap play. They actually showed a screen on this side and ran a real screen on the far side. Great play call, but a nice bat down.
Jack Miller, number 24, is the running back. Jack Beauchamp, number 11. It's going to be Miller getting the call, and then Miller is going to be wrapped up in this Pittsford defense. Make it a statement. It's now 3rd and long.
I'm a little surprised what I'm seeing so far. 2 open sets, 2 double sets, if you will. Where you've got 2 slot receivers, 2 outside receivers, no tight end, no H-back from McQuaid. It's a little bit of a diversion. It's a change from what we're used to seeing from McQuaid, but they still got some time to develop their offense. I think they were just trying to open things up in the beginning.
3rd down and 11. Pittsford showing blitz here. As Cairns out of the shotgun, takes it. Pittsford sending one extra. Cairns still with time. Now will bounce it outside. Throwing across his body. Has a man downfield, and he misses the intended receiver. And Pittsburgh forces the 3 and out. The intended receiver, Sam Perozzi, number 2.
Perozzi got behind the defender there. He got behind Green for at least a little bit, but the pass rush was good enough to keep him, off his platform. And the defense for Pittsburgh gets a much-needed stop on the first drive from McQuaid. Big confidence boost.
Jackson Green, and what a boost he's been since he came after week 1. It's a good snap, and that's a nice high booming punt that Green is going to get. It drops it. He's going to have to fall on it. What a field position flip there. My goodness.
That is a collegiate level punt.
Nick Wood, number 83. Let's take another look.
The spiral on that, the height, the hang time, the distance. I mean, it does not get any better than that at the high school level. I take that at the college level at this point. Great punt from McQuaid to flip the field. And now Pittsford's in a position here where they've got to try to get out of a hole and take their time. They don't need to get it all back in one play. Be patient.
That's what they call flipping the field position there. Brennan Smith will be one of the wide receivers, number 18, as Rhodey will be your running back on 1st and 10 at the 8. 7:27 remaining here in a scoreless first. Lothar to hand off to Rhodey, and there is not much between the tackles as they'll mark his forward progress back to the line of scrimmage.
It's hard to see in a pile of bodies, but if you look at Aldrin Wilson here, he's lined up as the 3-tech, right? He's that big defensive tackle that takes on a lot of the double teams. And he broke that double team or down block in a second. And he was in the backfield. He was a yard into the backfield. He caused enough problems for the running back. He had to slow down. The defensive tackle on the far side, number 52 it looks like.
52 being Jamie Clanton.
Clanton looked like he was helping out on the other side. Great play.
2nd down and 10. Lothar play action, throws to the near side. That'll be Green catching it. Breaks the tackle, and there he goes. Up to the 20. 25, breaks another one. No, a shoestring. touchdown-saving tackle by Luke Pecora, but it's a big gain for Pittsford.
You know, it's a one-on-one game. When you throw a hitch route to the outside, you're saying, hey, I have confidence in you, quarterback, to make the throw, and I have confidence in you, Jackson Green, to have a little run after the catch. And let me tell you right now, that should tell you that he might need a few more touches in open space, because what a great run after the catch.
That's a gain of 27. Longest gain of the night for either team, and Pittsford gets another first down. The handoff going once again. Now Roy lowering his shoulder, and this time finds a little bit of green in front of him, up to the 42 for a gain of 7.
I'm watching the Pittsford offensive line. That's really the first big run chunk play, and I'm going to give that credit to number 58, Stephen Demio. Absolutely did a great job on his initial block, and then climbing to level 2. Phenomenal job on a power play. I'd like to see them come back to that.
Mayo going to Albany after his time in Pittsford is up, so certainly he's going to be continuing his football career. The snap, and this time that is going to be number 6, James Dorr and others. No gain on the play.
I mean, the push. Again, they're running away from Eldrin Wilson's side. Almost the same play as the play before, but at this point, McQuaid was much more aggressive in the box there. And now a very big third down conversion for Pittsford.
Lothar going back to the sideline, getting the call. Ryan Sampson is also going to play offense here for the Panthers on 3rd down and 2. Lothar's going to follow his blockers, leaning forward, and he's going to get the first down. Needed 2, he's going to get 3, and it's the 3rd first down for Pittsford here in this first quarter.
You know, one of the things you got to watch out for if you are a McQuaid defensive back, McQuaid's defensive backs are starting to creep up a little bit, especially those safeties. So if Pittsburgh can continue to run the football the way they are, maybe they can get a play-action pass and hit a vertical shot across the middle.
Drive continuing on, and this keeps the McQuaid offense on the sideline. Pittsford's yet to cross into McQuaid territory. Lothar taking the snap of play action. He's under pressure, throws, and that's going to be caught. Caught and into McQuaid territory. That's the fullback, number 45, Aiden Kelly. Aiden Kelly getting it down to about the 38, a big gain for Pittsburgh.
Let the big man catch the football. Number 45, fullback, leaking out into the flat, soft hands, run after the catch. He's trucking guys on the sideline. Great play. I like the fact that it was early in the down. Man, that's a confidence boost for that offense.
So they're going to mark him down to the 40-yard line. Again, another first down as Rorty remains in at running back, lines up to the left side of Lothar. And it's going to be a pass to the left side, and that's going to be Green trying to cut it up. Green, a little screen, and that's going to be a healthy gain of 5 to bring up 2nd and 5.
You know, you tell your receivers after you catch it, run to Green. Usually, though, you'd like them to bounce that to the outside. He ran to the inside. He still got yardage. Nice throw. He kind of took the run after the catch where the ball was going. He took where he went with the momentum, but nice throw and catch again. A positive first down play.
They will mark him to the 36, so we'll call it 2nd and 6 as Rhodey remains in there, and Rhodey will get the call. Rhodey sidesteps one tackler, and it'll be a short gain over to the 34 as James Dorr gets credited with the tackle.
James Dorr is one tough kid. Let me tell you right now, he's one of the tougher guys out there. He's not necessarily the biggest, but he's sticking his hat in there, making plays. It was 2nd and 6, and he allowed a 2-yard gain coming in there as a safety, making that play.
But instead of 3rd and long, this is 3rd and makeable, 3rd down and 4, and you figured this would be
defensive back
4-down territory. Play action under pressure, and Lothar's going to go down. Not much he could do there. Shanahan and Brongo in on the sack, so this is going to bring up 4th and long.
Gene, it's really just again, going back to if you're going to run play action, and that you're going to allow that defense to get in there and put pressure on your quarterback. It can work on 1st down, but when you're on 2nd and long or 3rd and long, sometimes that's when the blitz comes. So great defensive stop there from McQuaid.
Deep back here will be Luke Pecora. So with the ball at the 39, Pittsford is going to play the field position on 4th and 9. So Lothar lining up in the punt formation. And we get a delay of game. So I'll take the extra 5 yards there.
Yeah, so when you go back to the first down play, right? Not this particular series, but the series another 3 downs ago, if you will.
Okay.
They're on first down, and they run play action then. And you're not expecting a blitz, so you can run that play action. You assume you're going to have a little bit of time.
Mm-hmm.
Defense might be thinking run. But when you run that late in the down, you're risking that time loss you're getting at the point of attack, and it paid off for McQuaid now twice in this game.
So McQuaid will bring in an extra returner here with the extra 5 yards. Oh, is this going to be a fake? Indeed it is. They take the penalty, and oh no, there's nowhere to go on that play, as running out, Lothar out of bounds, was Henry Smith, the defensive back, just reading the keys there, and McQuaid on the turnover on downs.
Hey, why not? Take a shot. You're not in a bad spot. You could have maybe pinned them deep, but hey, take your chances. It's early in the game. It's 0-0. Now let's see what McQuaid has on this first down play.
Let's point out some of the defenders here for Pittsford here, as we didn't get to their stars. Ben Riefsteck, number 75, Evan Nesmith, William Clank, you will see on the defensive line. Zach Kestenblack, number 14, Seth Regan, number 6. As here's going to be the handoff, and McQuaid for the first time tonight will get into Pittsford territory across the 50 into the 49.
I mean, they came out there in a hurry-up Wildcat offense there, giving it to Cairns back in their more power-style set that we're used to seeing from McQuaid. No huddle, just Wildcat power, and man, did they get a chunk on that first down play.
We've got a stoppage here of the clock. And we have an injury, actually, for a Pittsford player. So with the injury, we want to take a minute here. This was news I think it's fair to say that rattled most of us in the Section 5 community. To the family of Matt Trable, former 13 Wham videographer, certainly knew a ton about college basketball, and I will just say that if you met somebody that had a passion for Section 5 sports like Matt Trable, his passion was unparalleled. To his family, we certainly keep you in our thoughts and prayers.
I mean, his presence on the sideline was...
You can see the tribute tonight. Now, now it is a warm night, but the coaches for Pittsford wearing shorts tonight in honor of Matt Trable. Then he was always that guy. If it was snowing out or 20 degrees out, you knew who he was. 2nd down and 2 after the timeout. Pittsburgh fans here making some noise. Starting to feel a little more normal.
Absolutely.
Mark. The snap and the handoff will go inside, and Cairns at quarterback, and that doesn't go for much, as Miller would get the quarterback.
Sampson did a great job moving downhill to make that play almost a tackle for loss, reading his keys and just continuously moving down at that running back. Meanwhile, the running back was a little less decisive. And when you're not decisive, you lose opportunities at the point of attack.
3rd down and 2. The snap, Cairns will hand it off. Miller makes a cut, and he's going to get the first down. Oh, in the backfield, a chance there for Pittsford, as Riefsteck was in the backfield, couldn't wrap him up, and it's a first down for the Knights.
Well, in that case, he was patient. If I go against what I said just a second ago, he was patient enough to read where the gap was. He made a really nice cut off of that initial penetration from Riefsteck and got a first down.
Miller will not be on the field. Wilson will be the lead here, as the call will go to Cairns, and he's just going to simply use his body to lean forward to pick up Sam Gines, the safety, reading that, coming up to help out on the tackle. And McQuaid may just end up taking this to the quarter, as the play clock now inconsequential here. Game clock down to 25 seconds.
You know, we didn't see a whole lot of Wildcat from McQuaid last year. We're seeing it a little bit more this time around. Now we're back to their base set.
On 2nd down and 9, Miller coming out. And now Brongo will line up, and look at Alden Smith will line up at the fullback position. It'll be Miller, and Miller is going to get stood up, and he's going to try to lean forward. And that's going to be Luke Heuser coming up to make the tackle, and that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. No score here between Pittsford and McQuaid. You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Are you settling for a boring live stream? Can't see the players' uniforms? No audio? Camera not following the action? Consider a live stream broadcast with Varsity Media. Our announcers help tell the story of your game.
McCarthy. He's got. Oh, he's in. Touchdown, Farmingdale.
We feature multiple camera angles, guaranteed to capture all the action.
Touchdown, Oceanside.
Plus added features like graphics, instant replay.
Yeah, the shooters are going to shoot here at Bethpage. One of many threes on the day.
Interviews, and more. It's your time to shine. And with Varsity Media, now you can. Contact us today and book a live stream broadcast with Varsity Media. Online at varsitymedia.net or by phone 516-403-2050.
Nice crowd here tonight, and again, the limit of 2, it's going to be certainly a great fall, we're all hoping, but everybody who's here tonight making a lot of noise for both sides.
This seems like a louder game than the first few that we did, doesn't it, Gene?
Well, it has that playoff feel tonight, and again, if you're not familiar, there's only 6 of these games in the regular season, and we're already over halfway through, so this game, the utmost importance tonight for Pittsford. Not wanting to get a second loss on the season. It's going to be 3rd and long to begin the second quarter, as it's going to be a run, and it's not going to be for much, maybe a gain of 1 on the play. Miller getting the call.
Right now, the Pittsford defense is playing very disciplined. They're playing their gap. They're playing their responsibility, doing their 111th. They're not trying to do too much, and they're sure tacklers.
It appears that McQuaid is going to go for it here on 4th and 8 at the Pittsford 43. And then, well, that is going to be a big penalty as movement along the line as Riestek appeared to go offside.
I mean, we haven't seen a hard count in 3 games, I don't think, and it's the first time we've seen it, and it was well-timed because now you gave yourself a 4th and short. What do you do here?
So now, certainly, you would figure McQuaid will go for the ball inside the 40. Cairns will be out of the shotgun. Lots of time on the play clock here. Pittsford showing run blitz, and Cairns is going to look back at the sideline for a possible adjustment. Now the play clock is at 10. Cairns, high snap. He's going to keep it himself. He's got room. He's going to be close. Leaning forward, putting his arm out. He knew where to get to there, Mark.
He did. I think even with the extension of that arm, I don't think he made it. But again, we're not at a great angle right here. The guys on the field will have a better shot at that. They may have to measure this one. It's close.
Yeah, again, it's not right to the line. It is our crew tonight, led by the head referee, David Cohen. You'll know by the Pittsford reaction. Mark,
wow.
You called it.
I tell you what, Cairns runs so hard. Both these quarterbacks are some of the toughest guys in the football field. Throwing the football, running the football with confidence. You know, and the coaches put faith in them. Let's see if Danny Lothar can put together a long drive here. Patient drive the field, put his team in a position to score some points.
Yeah, just logging on. There is no score here, and we got off to a little bit of an early start here tonight. As Lothar will be out of the shotgun. 1st and 10 at their own 35. Lothar fires right side, and that'll be caught for a short gain. That's going to be Klenk, the tight end, for about a gain of 3.
Again, you're throwing the ball on 1st down. You're going against the grain of what you normally would see Pittsford do. I like that. Right? If you're scripting plays and you're a defensive coordinator and you're getting a hitch ball thrown at you on 1st down, you know, you can't really prepare for it. You just got to come up and make the tackle.
Zay Collier wrapping him up to make the tackle for McQuaid on that play. 2nd down and 7 at the 38. As Green will go into motion. Actually, that's Conn. He's going to get the call, and there's not going to be anything. Reading that the whole way and helping to break that up. That's the big man, number 21, Aldrin Wilson.
Both of these defenses are just so well coached and so disciplined. They get to their landmarks. If there's a contained rush, they're there, and they're making plays. That's why you're not seeing a lot of big plays pop so far. The defenses are just so good.
Jake LaRocca will be one of the receivers to the near boundary on 3rd down and 10. And it's going to be the screen going, Green, and then Green getting tripped up as Dorr does just enough with the arm to make that tackle. No gain on the play.
I love watching this kid play. I apologize because he plays linebacker, not safety. I made that mistake earlier in the game, but what a great job on that play to get around that block and just get enough cloth to bring him down.
He's a playmaker. We just call him playmaker there, Dorr.
The defensive coordinator for McQuaid, Corey Parker and Chris Tompkins, doing a great job today.
So Beauchamp, one of the returners, as it's going to be high and short, and McQuaid is going to have to get away from this, and that'll take a nice, healthy Pittsford roll to about the 29. So we still have no score here with 9:11 remaining in the second.
It's going to be hard to get a chunk play in this game, right? You've seen Jackson Green had a hitch route that he broke a long tackle. McQuaid really hasn't had a big chunk play yet. In the Aquinas game, it was Cairns on Wildcat. He broke a long run right up the middle and it kind of started McQuaid into their offense. We haven't seen that yet tonight. He's tried it. They've got a couple first downs. But are they able to stretch the field a little bit and back off this aggressive Pittsburgh defense?
Well, last year they had the 1-2 punch of Miller and Andrew Passero. Passero moving on here.
Yes, sir.
So Miller will be certainly getting the workload here tonight, as now he's going to be wrapped up in the backfield and spun down. Luke Heuser coming up from the safety position to make it. Luke Heuser, one of those two basketball guys that was not here week one, making a big difference.
When you watch a Steve Marriott defense, you really never know who's going to come in and make the tackle. He's got guys flying around the football field. He rotates linebackers and defensive line all the time, and it's really showing up out there in the field.
So we have a play clock issue here on the field where it's just kind of flashing, so we're going to have to figure that out.
Luckily, we're not responsible for that up here, Gene. We can just watch the replay. And
so while we have a minute and they figure out the clock here, let's take a look at Pittsford here, as, again, it's a season where, it would be a different story if they had won that first game. But then the last 2 weeks, including the highlights here, coming up from Salem Stadium last week, a nice win over Monroe.
You've got to give them credit for coming back after that week one and bouncing back with 2 straight wins.
So they got the clock. Well, it's not fixed, so they're going to do the play clock on the field. It'll be Miller kind of getting the call. Miller getting around the end, and that is going to be the biggest run of the evening, as Miller breaking out, and they'll mark him down at the 43, a first down for McQuaid.
I mean, that's really the biggest play of the game so far. It was on the perimeter. It's really the first time they've tested the perimeter from the McQuaid side of it. Pittsburgh tried a jet sweep. An actual regular halfback sweep gets the ball to the perimeter a little bit quicker. All right, and hey, great big play from McQuaid. Let's see if they can build on it here.
Let's point out number 10, Luke Pecora, the wide receiver. You love the wide receiver that's going to throw a block for you. As now here's going to be Cairns.
The fumble?
Nope, he just kind of leans forward and he just gets thrown back, a gain of 2 on the play up to the 45.
I tell you what, those yellow cleats make me think I'm seeing flags on the field flying around. Oh, there's a penalty flag.
Oh,
it's not a cleat.
All right. Oh, he is going to go against McQuaid. They're marching back here. Oh. Now, one of the coaches, and I've done many broadcasts with Andre Fontenette, the former Syracuse wide receiver. He's on the McQuaid sideline, and I guarantee you, Coach Fontenette not happy along with those are the ones that take you out of drive, certainly.
Yeah, I mean, holding penalties are crushers, especially after a big sweep play like that. Now it puts them all the way back, but it's still first down.
Clock starting back up. Shanahan will be the second tight end to the right here out of this 2 tight end formation, as Cairns will take the snap, the play action. He's got some room on the right. Now he's running out of room and just throws it away, and they're going to call grounding on that play as the flag will be coming down. Seth Trojan with pressure.
Gene, you know what's amazing to me is that, again, McQuaid loved the play call. They're unbalanced left. They put the whole offense practically on the left side. They boot to the other side, but Pittsford just stayed disciplined enough to play their keys, recover, and Joe couldn't quite get around the end to either A, throw the ball, or B, throw the ball in the area of a receiver. Unfortunately, he threw it kind of down right in front of him almost, and the interpretation from the official was that it was grounding. That's a tough call right now from McQuaid, just for the fact that they had just absorbed a holding penalty the play before.
2nd down and 29, I think I have it here. 2nd down and 30 they will give. It is, I just say a country mile here.
This can be, there's no reason to panic here. It's 0-0. There's a lot of time left here in this football game. There's going to be added tension right now in the McQuaid huddle, but they're an experienced team. They can come back from it.
So Miller will be your running back here, and let's see if they go conservative, because you do have the big-legged punter, no doubt. It's going to be the end around, and that's going to be strung out. What a beautiful read there by the Pittsford defense.
Kestenblatt.
Kestenblatt with the great read on that to tackle Collier, and a loss on the play.
Again, I like that play call. They're running sweep, and it's a reverse in opposition to that sweep. But Kestenblatt just played disciplined enough, read his keys, stayed home, and not only stayed home, he made the tackle. He kept running to the perimeter, and Coach Bass is just trying to get him out of a hole here at this point.
Well, the ball's at the 19. They've got to get it to the Pittsford 47. 3rd down and 34. You don't hear that down in distance too often. This Pittsford defense putting McQuaid in a spot here as Cairns, under pressure, evades one man. Cairns trying to keep his feet. Cairns looking downfield, throwing. No, he's going to get knocked out of bounds. The question, they will call it incomplete. 4th down.
Cairns is such a tough kid. He really could have been hit 3 times on that play, Gene. And he still avoided enough contact to get that ball off. It was batted down by Ryan Sampson. What a great play by the Pittsford D. I mean, those 2 penalties were killers for McQuaid, but still, again, 0-0 going into 7 minutes and 43 seconds to go in the first half.
Well, now McQuaid is going to lean on their big-legged punter, Nick Wood, and Jackson Green deep back. This is a big play here on special teams coming up either way, as Wood gets off a low end-over-end kick that, all things considered, not too bad as there's no return on it. But Pittsford with great field position near midfield.
I mean, Gene, his first punt was a shot. Spiral, good hang time, good height. This one he missed. It went a little bit off the left side of his foot. They didn't quite flip the field, but they're out of danger. Pittsford didn't try to really block that punt. If you're Pittsford here on 1st down, 7 minutes, 36 seconds to go, they've been kind of going, I'd say, on script, throwing the ball on 1st down, hitch routes, trying to keep the defense of McQuaid on their heels. I like that strategy. They had a drop right in the first play of the game on a bubble screen. Let's see what they come up with here on the first shot.
Well, they're going to use the fullback, Aiden Kelly, number 45. He's got a catch here this evening. 1st and 10 at their own 48, as it'll be Rhodey getting the call. And again, trying to run between the tackles, so difficult against this McQuaid defense. As coming up, it'll be the linebacker, Jacob Kimbrew, to plug that hole, loss of 1.
I think I misidentified Jake Kimbrew earlier in the game because he changed his number. He was 47, now he's 51. And now he's playing linebacker, right? And He is good. He is getting downhill, filling that gap, and making plays. Got a tackle for a loss there. Great play by the McQuaid defense.
Collier will be the receiver to the near, the defensive back to the near boundary. Here's going to be the screen. It is going to go to the near side. Collier gets blocked. This Green running right past that. Well-designed play on a big game for Pittsford as they go into McQuaid territory.
Gene, I couldn't tell who the receiver was on this side, but he made a great block. I believe it was Petrachik, number 11. What a great stalk block. He kept his feet in the block. You got to block with your feet and your hips. You got to keep going. See how he keeps moving? It's a great job by Petricic there. Good run after the catch. Love the play call from Burness.
That will be a gain of 16 as Pittsford on the move here in McQuaid territory. 1st and 10 at the night 36 as we're under 7 minutes to go here in the second. Lothar faking the end around. He's got a lot of green ahead of him. He's going to take off across the 30 and then going to the marker will be knocked out of bounds. And I don't know if that was the initial design there, but if you have it, take it.
They got to drop that chain sooner. They got to get that chain on the ground sooner. He could have really hurt his leg on the sideline there. You know, I get it happens, but that was too close for call. Got to get that chain on the ground. Great play design. It was a reverse coming here to the boundary. When he turned around, there was no contained rush. And again, he was looking to pass at first, but he had so much room to run. I tell you what, Gene, Pittsford's in the driver's seat here. Their offense is in a rhythm. Quarterback's getting confidence. Their playbook is wide open.
First time tonight that either team has been inside the other's 30, so that gives you an idea just how tight this has been. As Lothar out of the shotgun on 1st down after the gain of 10, and there's going to be the screen once again to Green. They go right back to it, and Green will be across the 20, and then taking tacklers with him, and that'll be close to another 1st down.
I'll tell you what they're setting up, and I don't know if you can call it quite in this series, Gene, but you're setting up a little pump fake on that look. Send Petricic up the sideline on a little wheel route, and you might catch him because you've hit it 2 times in a row. Now, McQuaid's not jumping that route quickly enough to maybe to call it, but it may happen later in this game.
And that will be good enough for the 1st down. Another gain of 10 right on the button. This now down to the 16. And again, first time we've had somebody in the red zone tonight in this scoreless game. Kelly is your fullback, Rhodey the running back. And we get a flag before. Now Kelly went into motion.
I'd love to see the replay on that because I only saw one guy move. Must be 2 guys move. This is a phenomenal crew here officiating this game, and it must be somebody flinched while there was somebody else in motion, and that pulled the flag.
1st and 15 as Rhodey will get the call, and then Rhodey, and there's the big man Wilson leading the way. And McQuaid says they have it. Ripping it out. No, they're going to say down by contact. The official was right there. He is pointing to the ground. This will remain McQuaid ball.
You know, it's so hard to run counter when you're trying to down block Aldrin Wilson, right? He's following the pull. So Aldrin followed the pull, got past the down block. Man, I mean, I do agree the ball was down.
Yep. Pittsford ball, I should say.
But it's tough to pull linemen against this penetrating defensive line. Huge credit to the D-line for following their rules, getting underneath that puller, and making a play.
It is a big line. Clanton 52, Wilson number 21. 2nd and 19 now as Lothar is going to throw, has a man, and that is going to be Green on the opposite side. Breaks a tackle inside the 10, inside the 5, and into the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown! And it's going to be number 4, Jackson Green, 19 yards, and Pittsford strikes first.
Are you kidding me? The run after the catch. Soft hands. He breaks the tackle. He's patient. He accelerates. I tell you what, he might be a future running back or sort of a dual threat in the future if he bulks up a little bit, because unbelievable awareness in space. What a great play. Good throw. Good protection inside. Look at this run.
Smiley just a hair late there, could not wrap him up, and that's all Green needed, is getting ahead of steam to the end zone.
You know, I couldn't tell who threw that block late, but whoever it is has got to get a cookie from the defensive coordinator and when they're watching film, because that was a great block right there at the goal line. He threw that.
Noel Guerra, the soccer player who's handled the place-kicking duties for Pittsford this season. I'm not sure what the holdup here is.
Gene, if you want to talk about momentum, plays, momentum drives, that's a tremendous drive for the Pittsburgh Panthers. They had the ball on the other side of the 50, drove the field, methodically did their thing. They had a little tackle for loss here on the boundary, but then they call a rollout play. They hit Jackson Green, and he does the rest himself.
Ooh, look at this. And look at this. They are not going to go for one. As Keith Malin is sending out his offense. They want to go for 2 here. Put the pressure on McQuaid.
I would look for, since Molinich is the special teams coordinator, potentially it's not going to be a muddle huddle, I tell you that.
All right, so it's going to be Kelly and Rhodey lined up in the backfield. It's going to be the keeper, Lothar, going toward the end zone, and he's in for the 2-point conversion. Wow, foul that one away as Pittsford now leads 8-0.
Listen, when you're in a battle like this and you're feeling the moxie and you're a head coach and you make that decision, here's the replay on the throw. Love the protection at the front side from the running backs. Manani, the whole offensive line for Pittsford throwing great blocks, and Jackson Green doing the rest. And that 2-point conversion, back to Coach Molinich, he's got the guts to say, you know what, we're doing this. I don't know if maybe they had a kicker issue, something happened, but hey, they got in, and that's a big confidence boost. It's almost like scoring another touchdown when you feel like you've done it, especially in a game this important for Pittsford.
Technically, it's not an elimination game because we have more football to be played. But 2 losses, and again, as we said at the top here, for Pittsford, any team with 2 losses is going to be very difficult in this shortened season to get the sectionals. Pittsford is playing like they are facing elimination tonight the way they are calling those plays.
I agree, Gene. If you watch the way they are playing defense, specifically defense, they are attacking the football. They're swarming the football. They're making plays. They're not really allowing anything other than that long sweep play. It's been a tremendous first half for the Pittsford D.
It's going to be a squib kick by Guerra that's going to be taken at the 25 and up to the 30, and some room in the open field, and look out. Here he goes. This is going to be Collier. Collier still on his feet. Spins out of another tackle and gets it up to the 50. Spectacular return by number 13, Zay Collier.
If there was a game breaker on the McQuaid football team, it's Zay Collier. You know why? He's got speed, he's got vision, he's got awareness. Look at this. He's all the way outside the hash on the numbers, has the vision to cut across the hash, across midfield to the opposite hash, breaking tackles.
Look who makes the tackle. Give him the credit. That's no Guerra. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a soccer player making the tackle. That's awesome.
Saved a touchdown.
Yeah, exactly.
McQuaid's in the driver's seat. Big momentum shift at midfield.
So the Knights get the special teams play to give them some life. Cairns, pump fake. Nice shoulder movement. Throws across his body. Man, wide open. That's going to be number 2, Perazzi. Perazzi down inside the 5. Big play from McQuaid on the busted coverage.
So we're going to have to watch it again, but it looked like Sam Giants might have slipped in coverage. Yep, he's on the ground.
Jackson Green helping to make the tackle, coming over to help out, and that is going to go for a big gain on the play, gain of 47. Wilson is going to line up here in an H-back, and the handoff going to Miller. Miller makes one cut, and he won't get much as Gines coming up to make the tackle. No gain on the play.
Gene, back to that long throw from Cairns. If you have the guts to stand in there and take a hit like that and throw the ball over the middle of the field as accurately as he does, you're a dude. And that was a great play by Cairns. Gets his team right back in it, and they're knocking on the door.
2nd and goal from the 3 after no gain on first down. Here's going to be the pitch going to Miller. Miller surveying his options. He's going to try to cut it back up inside, and this time he's going to get it to the 2, maybe the 1. And again, that's going to be Sam Gines on the tackle.
Miller's showing some vision. He's slowing down a little bit too much when he's cutting, but he's patient enough to try to make something out of nothing, because really there was nothing there on the outside. I like his vision. I like his feet.
We have an injury, oh no, for Pittsford. That is going to be Jackson Green, number 4, that is down.
Wonder what happened on the play before. Looks like it might be a cramp.
That's what you're hoping at this point. So Jackson Green, while we have a moment here with that, let's talk about McQuaid here, as McQuaid, the defending champions of Class AA, and again, they get by Aquinas in week 1, and then after that, it's been a good start here for the Knights here as the defending champs.
I mean, somebody, look at this run here by Beauchamp. And this is week 1. I mean, there are some game breakers on this team. Getting him the football in space, getting Zay Collier the football in space, Miller on those sweeps. And then Cairns, he's such a tough guy playing the quarterback spot. And then you've got Aldrin Wilson behind the big offensive line. It's a great group. Sam Tarnowski's had a good day overall and a good year. I believe he's playing right tackle. This is a tough team, and you've got to prove that you can take them off of the, defending state champion pedestal. And right now, Pittsford up 8-0 going into halftime here. They got a shot.
And you see the Pittsford trainer working.
I wish I would.
And you hope that's just a cramp.
Wish I could see him put a little bit more pressure on that. That makes me a little nervous when I see that as a former coach. You never want to see anybody get hurt in any way, shape, or form when they can't put pressure on it coming off the field. It breaks your heart a little bit. Let's hope he's okay.
And that's a teammate helping a teammate. William Clank coming over to help out. And that's the way you do it, guys. Trey Woolman over there as well.
And he's had a great game today. I mean, he scored their lone touchdown. He's really been a big part of their offense on a couple of hitch routes, a couple of rollout passes, things like that. So he also had a jet sweep early in the game. But now this is really, moving on. This is really about McQuaid delivering what they need to deliver, which is a touchdown here and either a 1-point or a 2-point conversion. If you score here, are you going for 2 or are you going for 1, Gene?
Oh, I think you go for 2. I know some might say don't chase points. Well, McQuaid coming out and sprinting. They're ready to go and trying to catch Pittsford off. That's going to be Cairns into the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown for McQuaid. Joe Cairns. Oh, boy, leaning forward there. And just according to head coach Bates, just a terrific kid. 96 grade average. But I love this design here. Let's attack. And McQuaid going to attack mode. And now they're a conversion away from tying this game.
I mean, there's no running back there. It's just like 2 backs are right behind the guards, and it's QB sneak. Looks like you're going to try to kick.
So Wood, they're not going to chase points. Wood will, and then we get a whistle.
Half the distance.
Offside. Does that change the plan here at all?
The McQuaid players were all looking over to Coach Bates going, come on, Coach. Let's go for 2. But he's sticking to his guns.
Is he?
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah?
They're all giving him the look, and the players are kind of like, come on. Take a shot here.
Now, Coach, you were never talked into anything, right? Never? Yeah.
Every once in a while you let your players influence you a little bit on a play or two. I mean, really, in some of the bigger moments, you trust your guys. They say they can do something. Let them play. It's a game. It's high school football. Let's have some fun.
Stephen DeMeo will check in as the nose tackle here, trying to give Pittsford a little bit of size. Cairns, as the play clock was at 0, the handoff going for the 2-point conversion. Diving, is he in or no?
Yeah.
Where did the knee touch? And that is going to be called the 2-point conversion. It is good. Miller, and we are tied at 8.
I think if we see the Varsity media replay here, I think you're going to see the ball is extended and it crossed the plane before his knee went down.
2-1-0. Boy, they got it right off. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is in.
What a momentum shift on the Cairns skinny post. Giants fell, but a great throw. He got hit as he threw it. Mm-hmm. They get down, they score, and we got a 2-point conversion. What a game here, Gene.
Wow. It is McQuaid and Pittsford. 8-8 here in the second. Now looking ahead for Pittsford on this next sequence, as I'm looking at Jackson Green right now on the sideline. He does not have his helmet, so that will tell you he's not coming back in anytime soon. Where do you go from here if you're without your top playmaker?
Well, Pittsford's roster's pretty deep. They have other guys on the roster that can make plays. They just need to step up. Caleb Cotton's got to step up.
Jake LaRocca's
got to step up.
Thomas Petricek's
got to step up. Whoever's in that role, step up, make plays.
As that is going to be up. Did McQuaid get it back? McQuaid got it back. I don't know if that was the intention, but a big, big play here as McQuaid on the kickoff and a flag coming down late.
It's going to be celebration against McQuaid, and you don't like to see that. I see a helmet off for Pittsford, so I don't know if it was exactly what happened. It looked like they were. Well,
So
we'll see.
yeah,
it may have been on the Pittsford, maybe on number 18 here.
Wow, that is. How do you get out of the way of that?
It's just bad luck. I mean, what a great kick. Low line drive. Hit him on like the shoe. And it looks like maybe the Pittsford player that got hit with the football was frustrated, came off. Maybe it was Brennan Smith. It was hard for me to see who it was. Either way, championship teams down 8-0. The first play from scrimmage is a deep post. You're taking a shot. It's like you got that moxie. You trust your quarterback to make plays. The next play off the 2-point conversion is a squib kick, and you get it back.
It will be the personal foul against Pittsford.
It's unfortunate. You got to swallow your pride. You got to let it go. You got to get off the field and let your defense live to fight another day. You don't want to get any unnecessary penalties. I get it that you're frustrated, but you got to find a way to keep it clean. Here we go.
Yeah, so after the penalty, McQuaid starts this drive at the 37. Cairns, and we get a whistles and a timeout called by Pittsford. Timeout on the play. We will take a quick break here. You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
And again, thank you to Varsity Media for having us out here tonight. This has just been a blast here. Gene Battaglia, Mark Vidicor, Joel Balthaser, our director, cameras tonight, Patrick Sloan and James Knox. I mean, what other outfit will give you not one but two cameras like this?
Listen, Varsity Media, it's the best of the best. If you're thinking about getting a live stream on your game, whether you're a Class D school all the way up to AA, call the guys up. Get them there, find some local sponsors to help fund it. We love football from all classes, and these guys are the best in the business.
And we're fully aware that so many people are watching now, in particular since we can't have a full stands here for the time being. 1st and 10 of the 37. We appreciate you logging on here to the Varsity Media Sports Network in an 8-8 game. Man going to motion with Beauchamp, and it'll be the keeper, and not much there. Finally, the whistle blows after a gain of 2 on the play. Keston Black. Sampson also in there.
I'm really hoping that Pittsford saw what I just saw on pre-snap there. That tray set, when you run motion and that tight end seems to be kind of hidden underneath that motion, he looked uncovered to me. There might have been an outside linebacker over the top of him. But, man, that safety rolled all the way over. Whew, that makes me nervous when I see stuff like that.
Empty set here. 5 wide is Cairns. Bubble screen near side of Beauchamp. And Beauchamp, no, he had his knee on the ground, and the whistle will blow. So I understand why you want to throw that low in case, it is kind of close to a lateral, but that play doesn't work for McQuaid. It'll be 3rd down.
I tell you what, I like the play call. Beauchamp, one of the better athletes on the football field tonight. Get him the football in space. They're trying it. The ball was, I feel like they rushed that play a little bit.
Did he have his knee down? Yeah, I think so. Pretty close.
Even if he didn't, the Pittsford defense was right there.
We have a whistle here. Okay, so just the clock issue.
I've shared a sideline with Coach Dan Bates, who's Bob Bates' brother. First-class coaching staff on both sides of the field. Love these guys. Tremendous, tremendous gentlemen.
3 receivers left. Out of the shotgun. Taking the snap. Cairns, pump fake, throws deep, wants a man getting held up. That flag is going to come down. No doubt about it, as Getting caught up there was number 3, Daniel Palumbo, having to commit that penalty as Perosi was open.
You know, you tell your defensive back. Let's see what we're going to see here. See if he was beat. You know, he wasn't really beat. The ball was actually underthrown.
Yeah.
And when number 2 tried to make that adjustment, Sam Perosi, you know, the Pittsford defensive back, just instead of keeping away from contact, he ran into him. You know, he kind of pulled him down a little bit. And you tell your defensive back, if you are truly beat, tackle the guy. But if you're not, make a play on the football. If you can't make a play on the football, make a tackle. Last resort's always to try to interfere and make a tackle. That was a bang-bang play.
So after the PI call, mark off the 15. Now it's 1st and 10 at the 22 in an 8-8 game. Trips to the right. Beauchamp, one of those 3 receivers, and it's going to be a pitch to Miller. Miller trying to get around that right end, and there's nothing there. Holding the edge was Cotton. Sampson over there, Gines over there, and not much there for McQuaid.
Gene, it looked like trips, but it was really quads. It was 4 strong. There were 3 receivers, and they had a tight end also kind of in the near, hip of that tackle. So they were, I would consider, an unbalanced heavy set. They ran sweep behind it. You have an extra man in the run game. Good play call. But Pittsford still held on for a short game. Great defensive play.
All right, so we have now a 3rd down and 8. 2nd down and 8, I beg your pardon. Under 2 minutes to go is now strung to the outside. Now it'll be 3rd and 8. Miller, again, not much there. Kestenblatt on the tackle.
It was the same play. They were 4 strong. This time they were to the field. You're unbalanced set. And he tried to sweep to the outside, but the defensive end and the linebackers of Pittsford are just so difficult to block on the edge.
If you're Pittsford, you're just thinking, let's get to halftime, tied at 8. The clock rolling on. McQuaid with all 3 timeouts remaining. Cairns with time. Fires left side. That's going to be caught, but that's going to be short of the marker. And now it's going to be 4th down as that goes to Jordan Brongo, the tight end, his first reception of the evening.
It's interesting because if you looked at the McQuaid team last year, first 4 games or so, Brongo was targeted several times. A lot of arrow routes, option routes, RPO type things in the boundary. But that's our first target, I believe, to him tonight.
4th down. So Pittsford trying to get off the field. The throw tipped, and it's still going to be caught. And then breaking a tackle is Brongo. Brongo down to the 1. Oh, what an adjustment midair and a big play for McQuaid.
Maybe Coach Bates was in my headset or something because he targeted him again, but he's got a good matchup out there. He's a big body, Gene. He's going up against a corner like that. That corner's got to make a tackle in space. He's got to cover. Brongo is another dude on McQuaid that plays basketball, tough guy, great athlete.
So the ball down to the 2, and now McQuaid looking to punch this in as they bring out the big man here to help block Wilson. The handoff, is it in? Yep, that is in, and McQuaid takes the lead on the 2nd touchdown of the evening by Joe Cairns.
Joe Cairns is putting the offense on his back right now, making play after play, mostly in the air on these last few drives. Miller's done a good job as a runner, but Cairns has delivered through the air when it's counted.
Nick Wood this time to attempt just the PAT. Snap is down, the kick is up, and that has plenty of leg. And with just 36 seconds remaining here before halftime, McQuaid with their first lead of the night as we'll take another look by the 2-yard touchdown run, the keeper by quarterback Joe Cairns.
You just got to give credit to the offensive line for McQuaid. It always starts up front, defensive and offensive lines. McQuaid has been patient. They've not allowed really any sacks or any big-time sacks from Cairns that affected the game. And, man, Joe Brongo and Cairns connecting again. We were just talking about it before, how that was a big kind of, combination last year. And on that drive, it's just a simple hitch route against a corner who's a little, in a mismatch at that point. Great job by Bob Bates calling the offense, bringing his team down and scoring a touchdown.
And remember, it was the kickoff on the squib kick where McQuaid got it back, and then the 15-yard penalty, so the short field McQuaid cashes in on.
With 36.3 seconds, I don't know what you're going to get from Pittsford. It depends on the kickoff return.
Or for Wood, for that matter, does he go squib again and try to drill it at somebody? Or is he going to just boom it away? And we'll try the squib here, and that is a roller that's going to be brought back. That's going to be dropped, and then Pittsford just going to have to fall on it. And I think that will be the answer to your question there.
Yeah, I mean, if you get a good return, you bring it across, somehow you get it to around the 40, you might call a couple plays. But at this point, with the score the way it is, I don't know if you want to risk it. This is not the time to call, anything crazy. You don't want to get your quarterback hit. You don't want to see any kind of fumbles. You could call a screen pass here if you really wanted to, but I'm assuming McQuaid's going to be in a relatively deep cover, and they're not going to allow any big plays.
Wow, tell me there's a better view in Section 5 than right that. The Pittsford Stadium here against the Rochester, New York skyline. Absolutely beautiful.
Beautiful night, Gene.
So Pittsford is going to spread it out like they want to take a shot. They do have the 2 timeouts remaining, and Lothar is going to roll. Lothar throwing across his body, and he's going to be hit as he was thrown. The pass incomplete as LaRocca, the intended receiver, on the near boundary.
They looped that linebacker around. We used to call that the Comet, when you send your inside linebacker as a secondary contained rusher on a rollout pass. And he got there in a hurry, and he delivered a shot. Danny took it. I don't like seeing my quarterback taking unnecessary hits. That was a comeback route in the sideline. Not too risky, but with 27.8 seconds here, we'll see what the next play is.
If you're McQuaid, are you taking timeouts? You might be with that, yeah. As the handoff is going to go to Rohde. Rohde trying to get around the right end, not able to, and we get a whistle and a timeout really quick, and indeed McQuaid is going to use one.
Personally, if I'm calling timeouts, I'm not calling timeouts because I think I'm going to get another possession. I want to pin them and try to block a punt, and try to steal a score, because you might get 1 or 2 plays if they punt it back to the 50, but more importantly, if you can pin them here, get a tackle for loss, and really rush that punter, you might get a deflection, you might get a shanked punt, and then maybe you get a good offense play. But you're trying to set up your punt block team to create some havoc.
So McQuaid will use their timeout. So McQuaid with 2, Pittsford with 2. Coming up at the half, don't log off, don't go anywhere, because you know what? If you love Section 5 football, we've got some highlights here to roll back. Your Week 3 Plays of the Week, courtesy of the Varsity Media Sports Network. That's coming up at the half.
Coach Burns is coaching up his guys. He knows, hey, we got to be smart here. Whatever we do, take care of the football. It looks like they're going to try something. We'll see what it is, but I'm sure in Coach Molinich's mind, it's like, hey, I want a first down, but I also like to run a little clock here. Again, if I'm the defensive coordinator for McQuaid, I'm going to be aggressive, but not so aggressive that I lose cover. I don't want to get beat on a reverse. I don't want to get beat on a screen. And try to pin these guys to get our punt block team on the field.
21 seconds remaining.
I feel so bad for Jackson Green sitting on this bench over here. Haven't seen him really get up since he came off the field.
You'd have to figure his night is done. Lothar out of the shotgun. This is 3rd down. Lothar rolling. Lothar under pressure. And he's going to throw across his body, in and out of the hands. Is that picked? If that is, no, they're going to say out of bounds. It's trying to stay in. Sam Perozzi nearly came up with a beautiful toe-tapped interception. But Pittsford survives here, but they'll have to punt it away.
I mean, that's a little looked like he did catch that out of bounds. Could have been caught. It was a little bit behind him. But, again, now you've got McQuaid in a position to really, I'd say, best bet, try to deflect the punt, maybe get a shank punt, and you get a play or 2, or maybe set up a long field goal here. I mean, if you do catch the punt in a good position, you get a deep out route or something, maybe get a long field goal. But I'm going after this if I'm McQuaid.
Rita and Beauchamp are deep back. As here's the punt. It's going to be high and short, and then running into it. There's no flag.
Wow.
That's a little surprising, and that does take time off the clock, down to 5 seconds. So that's a good outcome there for Pittsford.
In that case, when you're trying to fend off a block like that, you're not really interfering necessarily. You're trying to shed a block. So the official has to make that call in that close quarters. Is he trying to, get into the receiver's face, or is he trying to get off the block? In that case, it was a no call. McQuaid's now got 5.6 seconds to run a play.
Petricek downing the ball, and let's just see if McQuaid will take a knee. Remember, McQuaid gets the ball to begin the second half.
Wi-Fi? Is that how we get out of here?
Yeah, I don't know what you're going to call here with 5.6 seconds. Let's see what he dials up.
Well, they're spreading it out. Keep an eye on Perosi, number 2, the receiver to the near sideline. What might be the last play here of the half. Whistle and a timeout. No, a flag comes down.
It's a delay I didn't see. Could be a delay.
Yeah, they're going to call a delay on that. Wow.
Great football game here in the first half. I might be telling my guys right now, hey guys, remember that play before? Take it in.
Maybe at this point. They got to put the time back up on the clock here. I think it was 5.6. Not that it would matter really there, Mark.
No, I mean, I'll tell you what I would do if I really wanted to call a play. Spread them out, run a QB draw with Karen, see if he can make something happen with his feet.
Here we go. The snap. Karen stepping up in the pocket. He's under pressure. Sidesteps one man and is going to throw it away. And that will bring us to the end of the first half. And I think it's fair to say, Mark Vitacor, a very entertaining first half. Well played by both teams.
And the second quarter was just, intense. Huge momentum shifts back and forth. Great calls on both sides. Gritty quarterback play from Danny Lothar, from Joe Cairns. Just a classic football game here in upstate New York.
We have highlights, the Week 3 highlights in Section 5 here coming up. So some things planned, and then on the other end, we will recap the scoring as well. Gene Battaglia, Mark Vitacor, our producer Joel Balthaser, our score at the half. It's McQuaid leading here at Pittsford 15-8. You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area's leader in sports media production. We specialize in live streaming.
Cuts inside. Touchdown, Red Devils. Rosin coach Greg Murphy. There's you. What a move. And the foul.
Videography. And photography. Covering all sports at all levels. We feature aerial photography and videography, college recruiting videos, live streaming of games.
Patience offensively against this excellent defense. Now the shot's fired. How about that? Right into the top of the cage off the stick.
Be second down and 3. Handoff this time right up the middle. And B.J. Clark is gone for the touchdown.
School events, graduations. Varsity Media is available to cover a game, a tournament, a season, or any special event.
Talk to us a little bit about what went through your mind, how you prepared for that to run such a fast speed.
Currently, spectators are limited at events. Let Varsity Media bring the event to your fans. Contact Varsity Media today for more information. Online at varsitymedia.net or by phone at 866-577-1950.
ball to him. Scotty Power at the left sideline. Takes the block. There's a penalty on the field as Scotty Power goes into the end zone. Penalty mark. Christopher John takes the handoff. Trying to keep on the outside, still moving. Getting the block on the outside. And he makes it into the end zone. That's 9.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area's leader in sports media production. We specialize in live streaming.
Cuts inside. Touchdown, Red Devils. Rosin coach Craig Murphy. There's you. What a move! And the foul.
Videography. And photography. Covering all sports at all levels. We feature aerial photography and videography, college recruiting videos, live streaming of games.
Patience offensively against this excellent defense. Now the shot's fired. How about that? Right into the top of the cage off the stick.
Be second down and 3. Handoff this time right up the middle. And B.J. Clark is gone for the touchdown.
School events, graduations. Varsity Media is available to cover a game, a tournament, a season, or any special event.
Talk to us a little bit about what went through your mind, how you prepared for that to run such a fast speed.
Currently, spectators are limited at events. Let Varsity Media bring the event to your fans. Contact Varsity Media today for more information. Online at varsitymedia.net or by phone at 866-577-1950.
Beautiful Rochester, New York, the skyline in the distance. We're coming to you live tonight from Orway Field here on the beautiful campus of Pittsford Sutherland High School. McQuaid, a big second quarter push there as they take a 15-8 lead. And Mark Vidicor, Pittsford takes that 8-0 lead, and then it's a big return by Collier out to midfield. But you thought the next play, it might be the play of the game where McQuaid taking the shot downfield.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta know when you're in that fight, in that struggle, as we were talking about a few minutes ago, when things feel unsettled. And you made that great point. Bob Bates made the call of the night so far because in that moment they had a little bit of momentum. It's first down, so you're not predicting a big heavy blitz coming from the defense of Pittsford. Mm-hmm. The safety from Pittsford's not predicting a long ball coming down the middle of the field, but that's exactly why Coach Bates called it. Hey, let's go right back at them, try to get the momentum back, and it landed. Great call here.
So we take a look here at these highlights, and here is that play where Giant slips on the play, and who knows, where that might have gone, but Perosi getting it all the way down. That's a gain of 47.
The psychology, the guts that it takes as a coach to just kind of have a feel for the game and know when to take your shots. Just a big-time hats off to Coach Bates for making that call when it counted. And to credit Pittsford, they've made similar calls on the offensive side. Really, they're down 15-8 because of a squib kick fumble, a big penalty, and then McQuaid driving in and scoring. But Pittsford's having a good day offensively overall. But now the pressure's on Pittsburgh defense again because McQuaid starts the second half of the football.
Joe Cairns with 2 touchdowns, a touchdown run of 1 yard, as you saw, and he also had one for 2. Miller with a 2-point conversion. And Jackson Green, perhaps the best individual highlight, the wide receiver, a 19-yard touchdown reception. The 2-point conversion was good. That gave Pittsford an 8-0 lead. But Jackson Green brings an element to this offense that if he's not able to come back, and I don't think he will be tonight, judging how he came out of that game there and he was sitting on the bench, that's going to be something here that's going to be difficult to overcome.
I mean, it's his breakout game. I mean, he had a good game against Monroe, but in this particular game against an opponent like McQuaid, it's his biggest game. But now Pittsburgh's got to look to other guys to make plays. They don't need to score, a touchdown on one play. They've got to make plays, drive the field, put points back on the board. More importantly, their defense needs to get a stop.
Guerra here to kick off here for Pittsford as we are now underway in the second half. And that's going to be caught on the run, and then a big return here up to about the 41. That is going to be Joey Leuzzi.
Quick returner, caught that ball on the run, and really if it wasn't for that excellent tackle at the about 42, it looks like, that play could have gone the distance. I mean, they had the return set up, and he was moving.
Miller has been the workhorse back here for McQuaid as they will begin this drive at their own 41. Wilson lining up at the fullback position, and he will lead the way, except coming through on the opposite side. That's a nice play there. Stephen Goodfriend, number 34, coming up to make the tackle, only gain of 1.
He hit him a little bit high. He got in a little bit of a wrestling match up high, and when you do that, you can get twisted and turned a little bit when you're trying to bring a guy to the ground. And something twisted on him, maybe an ankle. Great defensive play to start the half from Pittsford, but an unfortunate turn of events.
So Goodfriend, who made that tackle, is the player down on the field right now. While we have a moment.
We got AE.
Coach Molinich is out there checking on his guys. This is hard for a head coach. No matter how many years you've been coaching, you go out there seeing your players put all this time and energy in. They go down with injuries. It puts a pit in your gut, and you just feel for these guys knowing that they may not get back in this game. Well, we're hopeful that he's going to pop back up.
Well, there we see what's at stake tonight, and there's going to be only 4 of these teams that are going to get an invite to the dance here. And there you spell it out. I mean, 500 is not going to get you in here. So for Pittsford at 2-1, dropping to 2-2, as Goodfriend will come up. McQuaid Victor, that is going to be certainly a couple teams there that are in contention. You go back to week 1, that Hilton win here against Pittsford.
Yeah, I mean, there's still some mathematical things there depending upon matchups where you could, in theory, get in with a couple of losses.
True.
So you don't know, but, man, good to see Goodfriend get off the field on his own. But at this point, Pittsburgh's D, second and long, they got to step up and continue to make plays.
So after Goodfriend's tackle, 2nd and 9. Second play here as the screen's going to come up. That's Beauchamp. And Beauchamp trying to get to midfield, and he'll be short of the marker. Gines in over there on the tackle. Cotton, they'll give the credit to. 3rd down and 3.
Gene, you have to go all the way back to the first quarter, the first series of McQuaid. The last time they called almost the identical play, the inversion of that, right? They ran buzz motion. They faked the screen one way. They came back the other. Well, this time they threw it to Beauchamp to the boundary. Like the play call, got him set up for a doable 3rd and short.
Perosi will be the receiver to the near side. Trips to the right here on 3rd down and 3. And going into motion and then getting the handoff. And good enough for the first down, just into territory. Luke Bacora gets a gain of 4 and a McQuaid first down.
That's just such a tough formation to defend. They're in that quads look. And they have a receiver off the line of scrimmage on the far side. He motions over. Now you're in a super unbalanced set. I mean, there's nobody on the other side of the field except a guard and a tackle, right? That's it. So it's hard to defend that. And we're hoping, somebody up top's probably identifying that formation. Maybe you shift into it, but I'm not sure they've seen that all year, so that's a tough adjustment.
Cairns out of the shotgun, 4 wide receivers on 1st and 10. Cairns with time, throws over the middle, and then just out of reach as Palumbo in on the coverage. Perosi was looking for the call. He's not going to get it. I don't know if that was catchable.
Man, Cairns almost threw another dot on that skinny post. It was well covered. He was coming, when you're defending a skinny post like that and you take the shot to try to go underneath the route, you're taking a heavy risk that you're going to either break up the ball or intercept it. You'd like to see him stay either even or over top of that play, so at the very least he can make a tackle because he's got no help. That being said, they got the stops incomplete.
2nd down and 10. And they're going to go back to the ground game where Miller lowering his shoulder. Sampson able to finish off the tackle, not before the ball gets down to the 43. That's a gain of 6.
That's really one of the better power run plays of the game to Miller. And you know what? That's just fatigue. The Pittsford defense has been out there. They're throwing the ball. They're running the ball. All of a sudden, Bob Bates is in the zone calling his offense. His playbook is wide open, and that always converts to better run game, at least typically for a team like this.
Again, Wilson, keep an eye on 21. He may give you a clue as to where the play will be going. And indeed, it's going to go in that direction as Miller lowering the shoulder. Giants coming up to make the tackle. So Miller short, now it's 4th down.
Interesting play call here. Last time they were in this scenario, we saw trips to the field. We saw Brongo to the boundary, simple hits to the boundary. Will we see that again here?
Big play here for Pittsford, needing to get off the field, down by a touchdown here in the 3rd quarter.
Comes a hard count.
He called it. This time Pittsford not biting on it. It's going to be the keeper, and then he's not going to get it. Cairns trying to lean forward, and not sure who ended up getting the tackle, but Pittsford's defense holds.
I don't know about you, but if the Coach Bates McQuaid vertical route to set up the second touchdown was the play of the first half, that right there is the play of the second half. A 4th down stop for Pittsford on the opening drive in good field position. They're in the driver's seat now to take advantage.
So Pittsford gets the stop they need. We are in the 3rd quarter. 15-8 is our score. Glad you're with us here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. As Lothar will lead the team back out onto the field. Sampson will be out there as well. He's going to be lined up as a fullback on 1st and 10. The handoff, and that is going to go, and not for much. There's Rhodey. Now, the story behind 39, this was week 2. Just as the game is beginning, 39 gets the call. We're like, wait a second, there's no 39 here. What is this? Well, Nathan Rhodey wore number 44. He couldn't find his jersey. So he's the only player on the field right now without his name on the back of the jersey.
He had a great game in 39, though, so I'm glad he's still wearing it because it's always good luck. Keep your number.
Yeah, so you got to keep 39. 2nd down and 9. Klenk is the tight end. Now he's going to line up on the right side. Indeed, as we're down to 6 seconds. The snap and the design keeper to Lothar. Lothar following his blockers, but good job by the McQuaid defense as that's Jacob Kimbrough with the tackle.
It is so difficult to run the football against McQuaid 2 years in a row. New Rochelle in the state championship game is one of the first teams I'd seen move the football relatively well on the ground. But tonight, McQuaid's run D has been stout. And really, Pittsford's moved the ball with just a variety of play calling, bootleg pass, bubble screens. They're in a tough spot here in 3rd and long.
3rd down and long. Lothar, long count, takes the snap. Now he's going to roll it. He is under pressure, and he's going to go down. Breaking through, that is number 82, Jordan Brongo with the sack.
Gene, I just go back to the things we talked about in the first half. If you're going to throw a play action in there, and it's early in the downs, you're probably going to have a little bit extra time. But if you choose to do it on 3rd down, there's always going to be more pressure coming, whether it's a linebacker or it's the D-line. In that case, that looked like a 4-man rush, and Brongo just made a great play. He sidestepped that hook block, got underneath, and that's just a great athlete making a great play.
Special teams have been important for McQuaid here tonight. Rita is one of the returners, and he's going to just kind of back away from this. Actually, Beauchamp is going to pick it up on bounce. Beauchamp getting it on, and he's going to get a nice return across the 40, and it'll be McQuaid setting up for their 2nd drive here of this 3rd quarter. 6:35 remaining in the 3rd, and McQuaid holding on to a 15-8 lead.
And if you go back to the Aquinas-McQuaid game, we saw the pass rush from Jordan Brongo, Aldrin Wilson, the defensive line of McQuaid, and they really won the game in week 1. They also won. I credit them for the win in the Section 5 championship last year. They played tremendously in that last quarter, and right there in that last drive, huge play on 3rd and long. Now McQuaid's in the driver's seat.
Beauchamp will be one of the 3 receivers to the near side as they will begin this drive at their own 39. Here comes the rush. Sampson going in, but they're able to get the throw off, and it's going to be to Miller, the running back, and then Miller will be spun out of bounds as Seth Trojan making the open field tackle, and it's going to be a short gain on the play.
Man, Trojan made that tackle, but he was close to getting beat on the perimeter there. Good play design, 1st down play call. You're not expecting the back to come out there like that on a flat route. And he had just another step, and he might have actually broken that for a big touchdown.
3 receivers to the left. Cairns rolling, throwing across his body. That's going to be caught. Perosi inside the 40 and down to the 39.
I mean, Gene, what we're seeing tonight is we're seeing a couple of good inside runs from Miller. Nice outside sweep from Miller, but really it's been Joe Cairns making plays through the air.
How tough is that when you're throwing across your body to make sure that the ball is going to be accurate like that?
Well, you've got to practice it. You've got to practice getting those hips around soon. You can't wait to get those hips around. If you do it late, usually the throw will sail on you.
1st and 10 at the Pittsford 40. That's going to be a high snap. Handoff's going to go and going forward, and now they're getting some chunk yardage as Miller squirts free for a nice gain.
That was a great cut. That was his best run of the day because when he cut vertically, and he accelerated through his cut. That's tough to defend. I really like that play from Miller.
Gain of 9 on the play, and this is keeping the clock moving and keeping Pittsford's offense off the field, obviously. 2nd down and 1. Playbook is open on this down and distance, and indeed, it's going to be Cairns. Cairns, lots of time. He's going to keep it, pull it down, and just lean forward, and not sure if he actually got to the marker, but kind of like that, though. Now, why not see what's available downfield?
You're winning the football game. It's 2nd and short. You take a shot. Why not? You know, and Cairns was smart enough to pull the ball down and not take any unnecessary risks there because now they have still a 3rd and short here. Probably really 4th down territory or 4 down territory, to be honest. I think they're going to go for it no matter what.
So no gain on the play. This will remain 3rd down and 1. Miller remains the running back. And we have movement. You could tell the shuffling of the feet on the near side. That's a big penalty going against the Knights.
Yeah, he was excited over there, and you know, sometimes when those things happen, it's still a manageable third down. And like I said before, probably 4-down territory here anyway, Gene. I think Bob Bates is going to go for it unless some catastrophic thing happens here and they get a big loss. I think they're going.
3rd down and 6. Cairns, who has been just so poised here tonight, the McQuaid quarterback, with the play clock winding down, takes the snap, fires right side. That's going to be caught, and that is going to be good enough for the first down. Joey Luza with the reception down to about the 26, a gain of 10.
Joey Luza's shown some toughness tonight. You know, he's making plays on the down there. He's inside. Linebackers are hitting him. He's fighting for extra yards. Gets a critical first down. Joe Cairns again, putting the team on his back, making plays through the air.
Well, again, the sense that Pittsford, they need a takeaway. They need something here on defense here. Man going into motion is Beauchamp on 1st and 10. The snap, rolling left. Cairns fires, and he just threw that a little too high. Beauchamp was open.
I mean, there's a great example of he didn't get his hips around early enough, so he had to rush through, rotating his hips. You can't rotate your hips at the same time you're trying to release the ball. You've got to get your hips around sooner so that when you need to throw that football, you can do it with that front shoulder already pointing toward the target. So that's an example of, you know, just some mechanics that got away from him. But it's another first down pass call attempt from Bob Bates. You're putting a already fatigued Pittsford defense on the ropes because they don't know what's coming next.
Jordan Bronco, the tight end, is going to line up in a receiver position, stacked to the left, and it's going to be an end-around attempt. And diagnosing that, the good play, Zay Collier, the carrier. Not much there. Tyler Shatters with the tackle.
McQuaid is trying to get the football into their athletes' hands. They're trying to find a way to do it in multiple ways, through the air, on the ground, reverses, sweeps. I wonder if they're going to come back to Jordan Bronco here in, you know, the pass game.
3rd and 12. Perosi, the receiver, to the near side. Long down and distance here for the Knights. The snap is rolling to his left. Cairns directing traffic, lofting it down, and it's going to be caught. Good enough for the first down. No, it is dropped. It'll be incomplete.
Looked like Kestenblatt may have knocked the ball out of his hands because it was a well-thrown football. He had it in his hands. Looks like Kestenblatt took it out with a big hit.
So Smiley, the intended receiver. Oh. Kestenblatt able to break that up now. 4th down, and you got the ball inside the 30 here.
Another critical stop here for Pittsford. Their defense has been on the field a lot in this half already, and they need to get off the field, give Pittsford's offense another
Pittsburgh
shot.
fans here, they're going to make a lot of noise should their defense come up big. This is 4th down and 12. Snap.
They weren't
Timeout.
set. They were not set.
Wow, now make it 4th and 17.
Yeah, they didn't call timeout in time. Maybe they were trying to call a timeout, but they definitely weren't set before that play was called. There's always something, though, in your playbook for these scenarios. You practice these things in practice, right? 4th and long, 3rd and long. You're up by 3, you're down by 6, whatever. You've got to practice these scenarios, and I know Bob Bates does it.
4th and 17. Quick kick, maybe? Cairns? No. He's going to take the snap, standing, throwing across his body. Has a man open. It's going to be good enough for the first down. And into the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown, McQuaid! Sam Perosi, 34 yards. Unbelievable play on 4th and 17.
Joe Cairns stands in the pocket on 4th and a country mile, delivers his strikes, got good protection, and then the run after the catch, breaking a tackle or two, unbelievable.
Standing in there, and a great downfield block there by Jordan Bronco to help spring that free. Big play for McQuaid, and now they're up by 2 scores.
Field with the pass game. And Coach Bates, Joe Cairns, fearless, constantly attacking the middle of the field, making plays. What a conversion on a heavy blitz from the field side.
Keston Black getting walled off. Perosi coming up, and Perosi had the big 47-yard reception earlier tonight as well. That has been a connection.
Looked like the corner was on an island a little bit on that far side because of the blitz. Possibly they didn't have an extra defender out there in coverage. He got beat on the inside release. It's tough. When you're on an island, you got to decide. I got to take away the inside release, and I've got to take away the long ball on the sideline, but the sideline's your friend. And you're trying your best to keep that leverage so that you're always somewhat on the inside, so that if the ball is thrown to the sideline, you can make a play there and try to break it up. But if you let them inside and you're a man cover, man, that is tough to recover from. Great throw, play call from McQuaid. It's still a lot of football left to be played at 22-8. We'll see what Pittsford does to respond.
Big drive coming up here for the Panthers. So Wood to let this one go, and
doesn't have a jersey on right now. I assume that's the guy from
Wood with the squib kick, and that is going to take a big Sunday bounce up to the 25 and to the 27. While we have a minute, and this is the first time that we have done a live McQuaid broadcast like this with the full team here, we want to just take a minute for the McQuaid community to remember Coach Gary Parisi, who passed away on March 24th, losing his battle with bone cancer. Talking to head coach Bobby Bates this week, and when asked him what should we know about Coach Parisi, he said Coach Parisi was a man who was never afraid to say, "I love you." His players loved him. His players were at the funeral. Some were pallbearers. And that's a big loss for Section 5. Gary Parisi and his family, you're in our thoughts.
Absolutely.
1st and 10 at the 27 for Pittsford as LaRocca will go into motion. And the screen high into the air, and those dangerous balls, but that goes out of play. There is the deflection there by the McQuaid defense.
When you're the defending champs and you have a 22-8 lead going into the end of the third quarter here, your defensive playbook's open. You're going to let your guys play. They're loose. This is the toughest position to be in as an offensive coordinator and a head coach on the Pittsford side. When you're digging out of a hole against a team who's feeling it, this is tough.
Shanahan getting credit with the deflection there is now here'll be Lothar under pressure throwing across his body and just out of reach. That was Palumbo up at the 40-yard line. Now it's 3rd and 10.
He's trying to get him out of the pocket. He's wisely trying to get him away from that aggressive interior defensive line. When you're going to your left, you're trying to rotate your hips around, and you're trying to run away from Aldrin Wilson. Not an easy task, right? That's a difficult thing to do. So good play call. They're trying to hit that comeback route. Just the ball got away from him a little bit, and now they're 3rd and long.
Wilson is just a terror out there.
He is.
Non-stop. 3rd down and 10. McQuaid crunching everybody up here. Here's the snap, the pressure coming. Rolling to his right. Lothar throwing downfield across his body. Batted around. It'll be incomplete as the pass was intended for LaRocca. And Dorr and others in on the coverage.
So the difference between the two passing attacks, right there, Danny Lothar took a big hit, but for the most part, Pittsford has been threatening the perimeter of the football field. Now, if you look, there were 2 routes to the inside of the field he couldn't really even look at because of the pressure. But he did have actually 2 inside routes. They wanted to threaten the inside of the field. He couldn't get there because he was flushed. Good defense from McQuaid. Great effort from Danny Lothar hanging in there, taking that shot.
So here we are late in the third quarter is our score.
I just feel, like I said, you want to talk about an uphill battle and a tough job. Like I said, being down a couple of scores against the defending champs who have such an aggressive defensive front, your playbook gets smaller and smaller. And all of a sudden you're looking at, okay, I need chunk play, I need a chunk play, I need a chunk play. It's hard to do because if your run game's being stymied, you can't stay as balanced as you want to stay. And in the first half, Jackson Green was part of that run game, right? If you would consider a short screen or a hitch sort of a, it's a pass, but I consider it like a run play. It's a very conservative play, and he's now injured, so their playbook got even smaller from there. So, credit the defense from McQuaid for taking away what Pittsford does best, getting them out of their power run game, and let's see what McQuaid can do on the offensive side to potentially put up some more points.
High snap. That's going to be kicked away. Rita will take it on a bounce and get it up to the 44.
That's a great punt, considering the fact that he had to jump for it, had to gather himself and catch it, almost got blocked, and he got off a great punt. Didn't quite flip the field completely, but, man, big credit to him for hanging in there, getting that ball off his foot.
Now McQuaid, can we say this is really it for the game here for Pittsford? You can't afford to go down by 3 scores here.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's 2 things in this drive. Pittsburgh's defense is already fatigued. They've been on the field quite a bit this second half. Their hands are on their hips already. It's tough to be on the field that long, so you want to try to get a quick 3-and-out if you can to give them some rest. Then get the Pittsford offense on it. You don't want to allow any points, but you also don't want to allow McQuaid's offense to sustain a long drive.
So Miller, once again, he has been getting all the calls here at the running back position. Instead, it's going to be the inside. As soon as I say that, territory.
Bob Bates, that offense of McQuaid, I mean, that's just a savvy, veteran, seasoned play call. He saved that for this moment. He reverse pivots and gives an inside-out, almost an old-school wingback trap from the 1990s, and it hits, almost scores a touchdown. Shout out to Bob on that call.
Gain of 19 for Burno. Cairns will be under center. Wilson is the fullback going into motion. The snap, and this time it'll go to Miller, and Miller will keep the legs moving. And he'll be wrapped up from behind, and well, that's good to see back on the field. Tyler Shatters making another tackle, and that'll be a gain of 2.
Just got to give credit to this McQuaid frontage on both sides of the football. They're having a great game. They're protecting Joe Cairns. They're moving the ball on the ground, and they're just fatiguing and grinding out play after play. Miller is getting stronger as the game's going on.
As we are now down under a minute here in the third. Pitch going to Miller, left side, and Miller trying to follow those blockers and gets it back to the line of scrimmage. That's Gines coming up to make the tackle.
Gines threw, if he weighs 180 pounds, he threw all 180 pounds into that tackle. I mean, that was a great play on a really well-blocked sweep. He's coming out from the safety position making that play.
Well, McQuaid wisely will just take this to the quarter. We will go to the fourth, and a big play for the Pittsford defense, trying to get off the field on a 3rd and 8 to begin the fourth. McQuaid, the defending champions, up 22-8. You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Are you settling for a boring live stream? Can't see the players' uniforms? No audio? Camera not following the action? Consider a live stream broadcast with Varsity Media. Our announcers help tell the story of your game.
Goes McCarthy. He's got. He's in. Touchdown, Farmingdale.
We feature multiple camera angles, guaranteed to capture all the action.
Touchdown, Oceanside.
Plus added features like graphics, instant replay.
Yeah, the shooters are going to shoot here at Bethpage. One of many threes on the day.
Interviews and more. It's your time to shine. And with Varsity Media, now you can. Contact us today and book a live stream broadcast with Varsity Media. Online at varsitymedia.net or by phone 516-403-2050.
So next week, Wednesday football. I mean, we had Wednesday football in the NFL. Why not Wednesday football? McQuaid Fairport live on Varsity. Also Victor and Monroe next week here at the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Gene, on that last play, the hit that Giants put on Miller, Miller walked off the field and did not look okay. He was shaken up, and he is not back out there. You know, I'm sure the trainers are giving him they're checking him out, but that was a big hit he took.
3rd down and 8. And it's going to be the keeper rolling right. Cairns planting. He's going to take off. Cairns going to the marker. He's got it. 1st down, but the ball comes out at the end. No, they're right there to say down by contact.
Joe Cairns put his foot in the ground and took off and accelerated. I mean, that was like a running back. I mean, I just love to see the acceleration right about. Boom, puts his foot in the ground. I mean.
Ooh, Oberle's with a big block there, too. Yeah, he definitely was down on that.
They're pressuring Pittsford's D right now.
McQuaid converting on that 3rd and 8. Fresh down in distance, 1st and 10, now to the Pittsford 25. We are in the 4th quarter. Cairns taking his time, milking that clock. Under pressure, setting up the screen, Beauchamp. Beauchamp trying to read, not much room there on the far side. Hoyser able to hold his ground. Also in the tackle, Seth Trojan, number 20.
You know, the strength of the Pittsburgh defense is typically run, perimeter run, inside, perimeter passes. The difficult thing for Pittsburgh is they have one safety. So where McQuaid has found some success has been in the middle of the field, right? But you have to have the guts and you have to have the talent to be able to attack that part of the field. And so right there, the perimeter defense from Pittsburgh was just too good. And it has been all night.
Only a gain of 1 on the play, so this will be 2nd down and 9. Rolling to his right under pressure, getting hit as he delivered, gets it off to Beauchamp, breaks a tackle, and he's inside the 10, still on his feet. That's Rita, I beg your pardon. Xander Rita, number 34, with the reception.
Love the play call. I mean, they're going back to the boundary. This time a little bit different play design. Cairns on basically an outside zone fake, rolls to the right. He's got a little out route or a sit route to 34. And, you know, as I'm just saying that they haven't done as well attacking the perimeter in the pass game other than a couple of throws to Bronco. That was a great throw and catch and a 1st down.
Sean Oberlees is your running back, number 4. And Oberlees is going to go out into the flat to the left. The pass is going to go to Beauchamp to the right. Beauchamp breaks a tackle. And he will be short of the goal line.
The running back might have got away with a little twitch there before he went into motion. Sometimes the referees let that go. But again, a nice positive play. The playbook is so open for Coach Bates. He's really kind of dipping into things that just if you're a defensive player, you just can't guess any plays at this point. You've got to just be on your best, play your 111th, try to make a tackle here. 4 strong to the boundary.
Look at this formation. There's Cairns. It's going to be Oberlees. Oberlees trying to pick his way to the end zone. And he's going to be cut down short. Clank on the tackle. Also in there, we've been calling Kestenblad's name and number a lot tonight, number 14.
Man, big Sam Tarnowski leading the way as the right tackle. Saw him in warm-ups. Looks impressive. That formation is just, I mean, it's a heavy, old-school, unbalanced set with new-school concepts because they're in more of a spread look. But still, when you're 4 strong like that, again, they're in that, looks like they're in a similar look. They're unbalanced to the boundary.
3rd and goal from the 1. Cairns pitching it Oberlees. Oberlees will be cut down again. Gines helping the spring stop that play. Also, Seth Trojan also over there. And now it's 4th down, the play of the game for Pittsford, trying to stop here McQuaid from going up by 3 scores.
You might get a field goal attempt here from McQuaid. Try to tack on 3 points. I think that's what we're going to get.
Okay, so it's certainly they have a great field goal kicker in Nick Wood. And this will be a chip shot from the right hash.
Tough angle.
Ball at the 17. It's a 17-yard attempt. The kick is up. It's blocked. That is going to be downed. And the Pittsford defense holds. They are alive.
Tell you what, it is tough at the high school level because of those hash marks being so spread out.
Nesmith pushing that pocket. Yep.
Nesmith pushed the offensive lineman, I think, into the play, and the offensive lineman blocked it with his back. Either way, great block from Nesmith. You got to give him credit for it. And almost the scoop and score there, that whoever recovered that, the kicker or the holder, good hustle, because Pittsford, that's a live football. You can pick it up and score a touchdown. But, man, guys, the hash marks at the high school level are so much more spread out than college and pro. It's tough to kick a field goal that tight in. I like to try to center that ball if you can. It wouldn't have mattered because it was blocked. But great play from Pittsford. They still got some life.
Nesmith coming up big. Head coach Keith Malinich telling us before the season began that quarantine made Nesmith grow at 6'4", 310 as the handoff, and it'll be short yardage.
Gosh, when you watch that play, they ran right at Aldrin Wilson. Good double team, great block. They really took him to the ground. But then you've got number 23. You've got their linebacker, Will Teresi, coming off the edge, making the tackle unblocked. So tough to stop this McQuaid defense.
2nd down and 9. Lothar fires right side. Clank has it, and Clank is off to the races to the 45, and then he'll be tackled from behind. And that was a little bit of a gamble there by, I believe it was Teresi there, trying to go for the pick 6, and that's just that didn't end up costing the McQuaid defense, but nearly a big play, and instead it's a Pittsford first down.
I couldn't tell. I think that might have been Zay Collier on this side to try to jump.
Was it Collier? Okay.
Whoever it was. If you're going to take that shot, you either have to know you can get one hand on it or intercept it, but you can't whiff.
1st and 10 at the 46. And the keeper by Lothar. And now Pittsford's got a little bit of something going as he gets it up to midfield for a gain of 4.
Tell you right now, Aldrin Wilson somehow as an interior defensive lineman on the backside of that play still got in there and stonewalled that. It's a well-designed play, QB power. QB counter, whatever it is that they dialed up there, still stopped by an interior D lineman.
Clank the receiver to the near side on 2nd down and 7. Another keeper. Lothar trying to bounce it outside, gets around Dorr. Lothar, he's going to be tripped up, but he gets enough for the first down. Danny Lothar showing some nice burst, giving Pittsford a new down and distance.
Well, that formation is almost a split wide hammer look right there. It's kind of a three-eyed, backfield, 2 fullbacks stacked behind each other, and just a QB power play with those receivers outside. You got a couple less guys in the box. See if they come back to that.
Petricek will be the receiver to the far side, and they're going to go with the hammer here on 1st and 10 at the 42. The play action and getting swallowed up there, and not at all fooled there. Shanahan, also Stanford Smith in on the pressure.
The defense of McQuaid gives you no room to breathe. I mean, they just run the ball for 15 yards, whatever it is, for a first down, and then they go on the next play, they try a play action, hoping that maybe McQuaid bites. They don't. They just come flying to the football. It's just that's championship-level defense that McQuaid is playing.
2nd down and 13. Lothar with 3 receivers to the right. McQuaid sending 4 as Lothar now, they break through the throw, and it's just going to be a little short there. Coming back to it, trying to, was Petricek, and now it'll be 3rd and long.
You go back to, whatever your offense is, you can dial up any play in the playbook you want. But when you've got defensive linemen on the inside getting to that level of penetration with that kind of acceleration and putting a quarterback who's almost literally backpedaling, running for his life, trying to get the ball off, your playbook is just, it gets smaller, but also your confidence gets crushed a little bit because what do you do to counter that? It's so hard to do. I feel for this quarterback and this offense because, man, when McQuaid gets hungry and they're up, they come after you.
Well, the play clock was at 5, so this is Pittsford on 3rd and long, having to use a timeout. I'm sure this is not what they wanted to do here. We will take a quick break. We are in the 4th quarter. McQuaid up 22-8. This is the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Gene Battaglia and Mark Vidicor with you tonight. Joel Balthaser. And if you're looking here perhaps for your school to have us live stream, please reach out to Varsity Media. And certainly Varsity Media, great for recruiting videos, all sorts of things. VarsityMedia.net, the website.
And you got to reach out ahead of time because it's a process. They've got to bring in a crew, assess the site. They've got to check to make sure they have all the things they need, internet hookups and whatever else that they can get a game broadcast on your home site. It's a great thing for your community.
Absolutely. Happy to provide this service. It's going to be 3rd down and 13 at the 45 for Pittsford, using their first time out here of the second half. Lothar setting up the screen on the backside, but that's going to be deflected. McQuaid, sometimes you can't get to the quarterback. Put your big hand up in the air to break that up, and we'll see who got the block. Brongo, they're going to give the credit to.
You know, you just, when you're a coach trying to get a play off, and you've got that much pressure on you. I mean, it's a screen pass, so you're allowing guys to come in, but you got to get a body on those linemen at least for another second. I mean, they were just kind of let into the backfield right away. That's risky to do against a team like McQuaid.
Well, the Panthers showing like they're going to punt. Instead, no, it's going to be the throw on 4th down, and it's going to be caught, but it's going to be short of the marker. No, is it going to be a first down? No, they will say just enough for the first down. The Caleb Lewis with the first down. What a gutsy call there by the Pittsburgh Panthers.
Why not? Why not? I mean, it's one of the only ways you can roll out without going up against that D-line. You're going up against the punt team. He had a good angle, got downfield, delivered a strike to the backup quarterback, Caleb Lewis. Great catch.
Clock rolling on here. So we're down to 5:45 remaining in this game. LaRocca going into motion, faking the handoff, and it's going to be the keeper by Lothar, and he'll get it down to the 26 for a gain of 5. Kimbrough with the tackle for McQuaid.
Jay Kimbrough saved a lot more yards there because the play was well designed. They all kind of bit on the play action, the QB, power there, and Kimbrough just made a great tackle there at the end.
Kelly will be the fullback, lined up on the left side, under pressure, the throw, and it's just going to be out of reach for Clank, the tight end.
Looked like number 11 applied some pressure. Jack Beauchamp off the edge. Somebody came in off the edge and forced Danny Lothar to throw that ball when he didn't want to throw it. And he was, it's amazing that he threw it in the same zip code as Clank because he turned around and hit a guy in his face. Tough. When you're running boot, you're not looking at, you can't see for a split second. You don't know what's coming behind you. Well, when it's McQuaid, it's usually somebody.
3rd down and long. 3rd and 6. Clapping his hands, and here will be the snap and the handoff, trying to go cut it up, but that is going to be short of the first down to bring up 4th down. And again, another tackle there. That was Jacob Kimbrough, number 51. We've been calling his name and number a lot tonight.
This Pittsford offense, they're fatigued. Hands on hips, they're exhausted. This has been a tough football game for both teams, but this is a huge play. They need this first down to stay alive.
Yeah, pretty much a game here, down by 2 touchdowns with just 4.5 minutes remaining. Long count. Lothar. Play clock at 5. Lothar takes the snap. Play action, throws. And it's incomplete, and McQuaid will take over on downs.
Kendall Burno was in there. He almost took the ball out of the hands of Danny Lothar. Unblocked.
Wow.
Unblocked off the offensive left side. Looked maybe like he came into the B gap untouched, and man, did he disrupt that play. So now McQuaid here is going to get into clock eating mode, I'm assuming. Chew some clock, pound the ball a little bit and take the air out of it.
And good for the Knights that they do get back Miller. Remember, he was shaken up on the last drive there.
Tough kid.
So he will be back in. He's cleared. And no doubt he's going to get the call here. And the question is, when will Pittsford use their timeouts? Not just yet, apparently.
When you're down this many scores, you really need to get a 3-and-out and hopefully preserve some of your timeouts. You know, right there, Marriott sent quite a bit of pressure wisely because you're trying to get as many, negative plays as you can, while McQuaid probably goes into more of a conservative play set.
So Cairns, the veteran quarterback, and coaching staff's not going to let him break that huddle, certainly. As now the huddle will break with under 10 seconds remaining on the play clock. We're at 5 seconds on the play clock.
It's going to be a delay. Yep.
2-1. The snap right on cue as Cairns lowering the shoulder and is milking the clock right at 0. Up to the 33.
Cairns slick. That ball was snapped as the one was going down to 0. Wow. And a good run off of that. Got him into a third and manageable. Looks like 4.
Third down for the Knights.
So for McQuaid, a first down here, it won't quite do it as Pittsford has the 2 timeouts remaining. A long count. Play clock is at 7. Cairns is going to use every second. Play clock at 3, 2. Takes the snap. Keeping it again. Trying to sidestep a man. He's got the first down up to the 40-yard line. And with 2:31 remaining now, Pittsford is going to have to use a timeout at some point.
That's hard because if you get that stop there, you can preserve your timeouts for later in the game. Either way, Pittsford's on the ropes here. No matter really what you do with your timeouts, at this point in the game, you've got to get a stop to try to get him to 4th down. Great run from McQuaid.
Scott McDonald, number 89, with the tackle. And the play clock down to 19.
Take the knee.
2 minutes remaining. Cairns takes the snap, hands off to Miller. Miller makes one man miss. Gines comes up, wraps him up from behind. And as we go to 2nd down, Pittsford not using a timeout here.
You're down by more than a couple of scores. You got to make a decision on what you want to do here. Right now he's making the call that he wants to get the stop before the timeouts. Good hard run from Miller. He made a guy miss right at the beginning of that play because Pittsford was in the backfield.
So Pittsford will no doubt call the timeout after this play to bring up 3rd down. Here's the snap. Another Cairns keeper, and Cairns wisely staying in bounds. That pile's going to move, and that's going to do it here tonight, folks. Even though Pittsford has the 2 timeouts remaining, the McQuaid Knights are going to move to 4-0 on the season.
I mean, that was a great football game. The fatigue that McQuaid brought out in Pittsford here in the 4th quarter and really starting in the midway through the 3rd quarter, eventually you get to this point, and when you're trying to shed those blocks, you're trying to get off in number 30's
Holy cow, Ken Roberno, what a block there.
Yeah, it's just hard to do. I mean, credit to McQuaid for grinding out this win. Credit to Pittsford for battling.
And the victory formation, and Pittsford will not stop it. McQuaid moving to 4-0 on the season. In a game where Pittsford came out with an 8-0 lead, but McQuaid came right back with a big special teams play, the big play right after that. And McQuaid is going to be handled here as we look ahead to sectionals.
Yeah, I mean, you got to tip your cap to the coaching staff and the players at McQuaid. They coached a clean game, played really hard, and they came up with big plays and clutch moments. You know, again, when you do stuff like that in the middle of the field, threatening the middle of the field, throwing the ball like you did, completing those, big passes. It just takes so much guts, and it takes a lot of practice in those scenarios to do it. So just super proud of those guys. Well called by the officials, first-class crew. Gene, it's been a great night for football.
Danny Lothar knows a lot of those players and coaches on the other side. And this was just a well-played game here tonight. As, again, can't have the handshake here, but both teams kind of lining up at midfield, showing mutual respect. Our final score here tonight, 22-8, McQuaid winning over Pittsford. Our next broadcast coming up on Wednesday next week, where if you're a McQuaid fan, you could be able to catch them if you can't come out to the game against Pittsford. That is a 6:30 kickoff. We will also have Victor against Monroe. That will be at 7 o'clock. And later on in the season, we will have Pittsford and Victor too. So, and for Pittsford, the season isn't done yet at 2-2, but now your margin of error right now, pretty much, you got to win out here, obviously, their last two.
I mean, you do, but it's high school football. You're going to coach your guys the same way no matter what. You're going to coach, you're going to coach, you're going to compete, you're going to compete. The record's the records, the scoreboard's the scoreboard. You don't coach any harder or less, despite the fact that all those things are on the line. I know that both teams are going to show up next week, play the same style of football. They're going to be gritty. They're going to be competitive, and it's a credit to both of these communities for how they support their football.
Well, we want to thank the entire team here. First of all, our cameramen tonight, Patrick Sloan and James Knox. The team led by Ben Turchin at Varsity Media. And, of course, our director here tonight, the great Joel Balthaser.
The man.
For my partner, Mark Vidicor, this was a blast tonight, Mark. Always appreciate it. I always learn something about the game working with you tonight.
Thanks so much, Gene.
Mark Vidicor, my name is Gene Battaglia. Thank you for watching tonight. McQuaid moving to 4-0 on the season, winning here at Pittsford 22-8, your final score tonight. You've been watching the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area's leader in sports media production. We specialize in live streaming.
Cuts inside. Touchdown, Red Devils. Rosin coach Craig Murphy. There's you. What a move! And the foul.
Videography. And photography. Covering all sports at all levels. We feature aerial photography and videography, college recruiting videos, live streaming of games.
Patience offensively against this excellent defense. Now the shot's fired. How about that? Right into the top of the cage off the stick.
Be second down and 3. Handoff this time right up the middle. And B.J. Clark is gone for the touchdown.
School events, graduations. Varsity Media is available to cover a game, a tournament, a season, or any special event.
Talk to us a little bit about what went through your mind, how you prepared for that to run such a fast speed.
Currently, spectators are limited at events. Let Varsity Media bring the event to your fans. Contact Varsity Media today for more information. Online at varsitymedia.net or by phone at 866-577-1950.